Hi there, Zarek. Back here at Clear Creek at the same spot that I was digging a week ago with my gold cube and broken trommel. Today I have a brand new Geo High Banker that I got from Geo Sluice Mining. Picked it up yesterday from Brad, aka Sluicing for Gold. Got it set up here, and the only bummer is I forgot to bring a shovel. So I'm going to try to dig using a pan. There's already a hole, so maybe it'll work out, and see what kind of gold I can get. I noticed when I looked at the video that I took on Clear Creek that I forgot to mention one thing. When I first set up this high banker at home, connected the water, I noticed that it's a bit top heavy and it isn't connected at all to the frame. So it just has this little kind of lip here to hold it on. That's nice because it's easy to take off for cleaning. But when I turned the water on, the water pressure kind of pulled a bit in the top, and the bottom just kind of came up off of the sluice. So in order to keep that from happening, I don't know, if you just hold this down when you turn the water on, it doesn't feel like putting rocks in the hopper is going to make it come up off of here. But just to be sure, you'll notice in the video that I happen to have a couple bungees at home in my garage. So I just attached them down here at the bottom of the high banker top and just wrapped it around the legs here like this, and attached it back to itself. And so that did a good job. It was tighter, obviously, so that holds it down, and then I didn't have that problem. Still looks like there's more on that side than on this side. So it's the same thing that happened to me when I tried the sluice, is I had to keep messing with it. Like I'd fix out of level over here, and then over there there'd be something, and it's just like I was constantly messing with it. Different from the gold cube. Gold cube, you do have to level it, but it's just level the thing. Mostly level the thing, which isn't too bad. And then you're set for the day. You never have to touch the thing. On the other hand, the gold cube and the trommel are heavier, bulkier, and more awkward. So that's why I was hopeful about this setup. If I could move as much material, I'll watch this. It seems to mostly be going down straight, I think. Not too bad. So I was hopeful for this setup. It's much lighter, sits down, pretty much flat, so easier to transport. I didn't even use bungees to strap it down to my wagon on the way down, because it just pretty much sits down in the wagon. So if I can move as much material that captures the gold, easier to get down here, that seems like a win-win. So problem number 2, I hope is obvious. I'm using a 2,000 gallon per hour pump. I don't know if that's the cause of the problem, but the water is just coming straight down the sides and straight out the back of the sluice, which will probably carry gold with it. I guess I'll try turning down the water up there and see if that helps. I turn the water down even more, as you can see. Not getting much water out of the top, but down here it seems much happier. Like the water doesn't shoot down the sides, it's mostly coming over the middle. I'm going to dig with the small pan and got the big pan down at the end of the sluice, and we'll see if we are losing any gold out the back of the sluice. I don't think so, based on when I used this drop ripple sluice without the high banker. But always good to test, you know? A lot of people have these kind of preconceived ideas about how things should work. I really believe in testing. See how it really works. So I've got, you know, pretty good pan of tailings here. And I'm gonna take this over and pan it out and let you know what I find. All right, I panned it all down. And as you can see, there's definitely black sand, but I panned away all the black sand and I didn't see a single speck of gold. So it looks like it's doing its job. Nice big hunk of quartz in the bottom of that hole. Big rocks in the bottom, quartz. Seems like those are good signs to me. All right, I've been digging for an hour with my pan. The riffles are full of material now. So I'm gonna put the pan at the back of the sluice and test the tailings again and see if, now that I've been running for an hour and there's a lot of black sand in all those riffles, if I'm losing gold now. All right, this is definitely a full pan material. Maybe too much, so I'm gonna take this over and pan it out and I'll show you what I end up with. All right, there is black sand, but I don't see any gold in the tailings, so it looks like the sluice is still doing its job after an hour. Carlos came by and saved the day, stopped by, brought me a shovel, so hopefully I'll be able to dig faster now. So it's been an hour and a half. I am going to put a pan at the end of the sluice, collect my tailings, pan them out again, and see if the sluice is losing gold after an hour and a half. All right, I think I went too long. This pan is super full. I'm gonna go pan it out and see if I'm losing gold after an hour and a half. Panned it all out and I don't see a single speck. So it looks like the sluice is still good after an hour and a half. All right, time for another test. We'll stick a pan, catch the tailings, see if the sluice is catching all the gold or if some is leaking out the back of the sluice. All right, this looks like this is definitely a pan's worth of tailings. I'm gonna go take this, pan it out, and see if there's any gold being lost. All right, I've been digging for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I just captured my tailings again in the pan, 1 pan's worth, while digging, and I don't see a single speck. So either there's no gold in that hole, which I doubt, or the sluice, after 2 hours and 20 minutes of running stuff through and all the riffles packed with black sand, is still catching 100% of the gold. So, looking good. Okay, so after running for 3 hours, I checked my tailings and I got one little speck of gold here in my tailings. So looks like if you clean up every 2.5 hours, you should be safe. Definitely lighter and less awkward pull than the gold cube plus trommel. We'll see if it gets as much gold. The cons from the Geo High Banker definitely has some bigger plus 10 than what I got with the gold cube with the Dream Mat with the micro and Cape D. I've never found a plus 10 piece of gold in Colorado, so I'll just quickly go through this and shouldn't take too long. Okay, I wasn't gonna film my cleanup this time, but there it is. Plus 20 flake of gold. I'm gonna call that a Colorado picker. Let me put my finger next to it so you can see. It's trying to float around. All right, it's a nice sized piece right there. Before I show the final results, I wanted to thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe down below. It really helps the channel. The Geo High Banker did a great job. My tailings test showed it wasn't losing any gold until the 3 hour mark, and as you can see, I had a great day on the creek. It caught both the larger flakes, including the first plus 20 flake I've gotten from Clear Creek, and it also caught very fine specks. It's also light for its size, and it's easy to transport, easy to get down to the water. I made a couple simple modifications. After that, it seemed like it ran great. Not including breaks, I was digging for 3.5 hours, and I was hoping to get 0.2 of a gram. My actual gold total was 0.226, so I did even a little better than I'd hoped. I had a great day on Clear Creek with the Geo High Banker. I'll definitely be using it again, and I'll see you next time.